In this episode of Growing Your Sense of Self Through Self-Defense, I'm going to talk about some of the other Superman powers that are within you that you enhance as you grow your sense of self in doing this program. Now, you've seen in the physical episodes, especially with people who don't have experience in these techniques, when they're applying these techniques, they're feeling it. They're have this sense of superpower, being able to take down people. And you see it, there's almost a giddiness in them, a joy in them. It's in their body, it's in their face, it's in their expressions, it's in their words. So there's a superpower that comes from doing these things, or a sense of it. There's also, when you go, the person who the technique is applied to, and you go into pain for the other, but you don't get hurt, or you're doing falling skills, and you don't get hurt. There's a bit of that sense of invulnerability that's going on. Another one of Superman's powers. You know, when you give going into pain for somebody, in addition to stroking them spiritually, emotionally, you're also giving the gift of their experienced Superman being able to take it down. So it's another cool thing about training in this way. Now, the other three powers I'm going to talk about today, or powers or traits, are more subtle than that. Than a power, superpower, or invulnerability. And the first one is not so much a power, but a trait or a quality. And that's super good looking. As you grow your sense of self, you start to exude confidence, and it projects out. I mean, you carry yourself differently. You appear differently to others in a more attractive way. It's not an arrogance, it's not a haughtiness. It's a quiet confidence, and it's very appealing in people. Maybe not to some, you know, there's always people who are like jealous of others. Oh, they look so good, I don't like them now. There may be some people who have a strong sense of shame about themselves, a low sense of self, who may not like others who are projecting a comfort in their own skin. But in generally speaking, that is an appealing thing, is an attractive thing. So it maximizes, or more, it pushes along your attractiveness, your good lookingness. So whatever's there is enhanced. So super good looking. The second Superman power that you get when you gain in sense of self is super smart. Now, people will think of smart or intelligence associated with sort of problem solving, like very good in math or science, or good at is in what they do, and they sort of quite high IQ or something. But that's not really what wisdom is about. Really, intelligence in the deeper sense is how well you understand that your internal world relates to external reality. I talked about it in an earlier episode. There are two different realities, and the goal in life is to align your internal one as close as you can with the external one. Be accepting of reality, even unpleasant realities. So when you have a low sense of self and you are self-absorbed and you're sort of protective of this world, which is not a positive world, it's a world in which you see or think of yourself as not too good. But you fear releasing that. You tend to focus on that because it's in need of attention. But that kind of attention is self-limiting. So as you grow in sense of self, it becomes less important to be so protective. It becomes a world, an internal world, that you become less absorbed about. And now, you're more receptive to the external world. The things that are out there, not in here, that are real. So when you become more accepting of that, you become more aware and understanding of that. And that's where real wisdom is. Wisdom about the real world. Now the third way, the third superpower that we touch into as you grow your sense of self is X-ray vision. And that's related to relationships. It's not that you can see through a wall, but you can see through skin. You can see into a person. And we do that by understanding their motivations, their why behind their words and actions. Those are the whats that everybody can see, unless they're done in secrecy. You can see what a person does, but you say, well, why would they do that? That's the key question. That's the question from where understanding and awareness comes. The whys, not the whats. So I will again share the characteristics of a strong and weak sense of self as a link in this video. But understanding a person's motivations tells you the why for the what that they said or did. And who a person is, the way they define themselves, is what's determining their sense of self, right? It's the strongest influence in their sense of self. So if you can understand their sense of self, you understand their motivations, you understand their whys. You've looked into them, and something that seemed, what the heck, that doesn't make no sense, what they did, what they said. Well, yeah, it does. If you appreciate, if you can put yourself into their inner reality, or at least see it from their perspective. And related to the prior point, with a stronger sense of self, you're not so self-absorbed there. You can start to put yourself more into the shoes of others, into the inner world of others. And then understand why they do what they do, why they say what they say. That's X-ray vision. So, as you grow your sense of self, through this program some other way, but this program has these capabilities like we saw in the superpower and invulnerability. It only comes from actually doing. You become super good-looking, more super good-looking, more super intelligent, and have X-ray vision. Very coolio things. Thank you for your time. Kamsahamnida. Toodles.